action so that they can provide expertise, the skills, with the skills in everything. In order for the country to go forward, you've got to have education.
It's the fourth year of the International Nelson Mandela Day, and all it tells people is to take a stand and inspire change wherever they find themselves, not just on the 18th of July, which is his birthday, but towards making every single day Mandela Day. From the Pretoria Heart Hospital, South Africa, I am Betty Dibe reporting for Channel Television News.
In sports news, the Nigerian Basketball Club Customs have found the congested fixtures in the current league season.
Well, chief coach of the club, Scott Naji, told Channels Television that playing 4 games in a week could undermine the performance of the teams. Well, Customs have won 9 games out of 25 played so far, well, thereby easing their relegation fears.
It has been a struggle for us. We are not used to this back-to-back, and we really don't have a training ground. And with the rains, time to time, we don't have enough place to, go to train. And so many of the players get injuries. And when you are playing back-to-back, you play today, tomorrow, if somebody has injury, you have to look for a replacement. And most of them always have that problem. But it has been good. We have stood up to the task, and we are still striving to stay.
To football now, Super Eagles chief coach Stephen Keshi has taken a swipe at football enthusiasts who roundly criticized his team's selection. But he told Channels Television that criticisms meant to make his team stronger are better and are accepted. He pleaded with the media to support his rebuilding agenda in the senior national team.
Most of the attacking players are all coming back now, and hopefully they will get. The good thing with this team is that we create chances. My problem is if we don't create chances, then I get worried. But here, even, yes, we're not scoring goals, but we still create chances against teams like Spain, Uruguay, with what we have. That means the team is almost there. But, having most of the players coming back now, hopefully DK from US is going to be back very soon, and we'll take it from there. But I think once these guys are back, we'll walk in front of the goal. Everything should be okay. Don't talk bad about me because you don't like my face.
Okay.
But speak the truth. Just say it the way it is, the way you say it. And why would I take criticism? I live in a country where they criticize you all the time. So it's not a big thing. But don't just come out here because you take a pen and a paper, you think you can write and start. Listen, my name, Keshi, is not my name. Stephen is my name. And if somebody else is...
your dad's name.
Exactly, it's my family name. And if you start rubbishing Keshi's name in front of newspapers all over the world, I'll get angry with you.
If only they were back when we played Spain, I would have felt better, really. But that's enough sport here.
Our news track at this hour. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Cynthia Are.
And I'm Chamberlain. So coming up next is Health News.
It's nice to have you join us on Health News. Thank you for staying with us on Channels Television. I'm Yomi Otaigwe. 12 years after the now popular 2001 Abuja Declaration by the African Union on ensuring adequate and effective control of HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis and other infectious diseases on the continent, the AU members gathered again at the Abuja Plus 12 Special Summit to review the journey so far, identify loopholes and brainstorm on fresh ideas that can move the continent to a position of achieving the health-related Millennium Development Goals and more for the African people. I'll be bringing you some of the major talking points at the summit and so much more. Since the 2001 gathering in Abuja of heads of states of the African Union countries to undertake a critical review and assessment of the situation and consequences of HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis and other infectious diseases in Africa, most of the countries have gone ahead to try to implement resolutions and commitments. But 12 years on, funding gaps are still being missed with heavy reliance on donor countries. According to the African Union Commission, the number of African countries that have met the 15% of total annual budgetary allocation to health include Rwanda, Botswana, Niger, Malawi, Namibia and Burkina Faso. 6 out of 53 AU member countries. Let's take a look at the assessments of the member states and how they intend to bridge the gaps. This gathering of African heads of states and governments is the second since the 2001 Abuja Declaration, a follow-up on a 2006 meeting. After the opening formalities for the two-day summit, Nigeria's President Goodluck Jonathan set the stage for other member states to look at how far the Union has gone with implementing its commitment to reducing HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis and other infectious diseases on the continent.
In the intervening years since the national benchmarks, the Abuja Declaration of 2001 and the United Nations General Assembly Declaration of Commitment 2006, Africa has against several odds made significant progress towards reducing incidences of these diseases. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as commendable and encouraging as these achievements are, our continent is still far from attaining all the targets to sufficiently secure the well-being of our countries and their future.
Many African countries are off track in reducing the burden of maternal and child deaths, which underscores the need to reinvigorate our concerted efforts at all levels to address the underlying cause of maternal and child deaths. We also have a long way to go in terms of expanding access to malaria and TB diagnosis and treatment. Therefore, we should draw the right lessons from our achievements and challenges to scale up our strategic interventions in order to further strengthen our health systems and ensure universal access to health services with a view to achieving the Millennium Development Goals.
Excellencies, significant progress has been made by member states towards universal access to health services in general and HIV and AIDS, TB and malaria in particular. The annual number of people newly infected with HIV in Africa has fallen by 25% since 2001. And the number of people who died of AIDS-related causes in 2011 was 32% lower than in 2005. We therefore need to step up actions to ensure that there are no new infections, HIV infections.